It's time to wind the bobbin and thread the machine. If you are using thread that goes on the spool horizontally, you will need to use the vertical spool pin. If you are using thread that goes on the spool in these X shapes, sometimes easier to see on a red color, you will use the horizontal spool pin. Now it's time to wind the bobbin. Sewing machines have a top thread and a bottom thread, which is called the bobbin thread. And that little clear spool is a bobbin. We're going to put our thread onto there, and then it will go into the bottom of the machine. First, place your thread onto the appropriate spool pin, and then add a spool cap if you're using the horizontal pin. Now we're going to move our thread around the pathway marked by the dotted lines. This part here is the tensioner, and it will make sure that your thread goes on your bobbin smoothly. Now take the end of your thread and put it through the small hole in the bobbin, and then place your bobbin on the bobbin winding pin. Now we press that pin to the side, you'll hear a little click, and it is engaged and ready for us to wind our bobbin. To start winding your bobbin, press the start and stop button at the front of the machine or use your foot pedal. After winding a small amount of thread, stop and then trim that end so it doesn't get caught in your bobbin. Now start your bobbin again and fill it up. You are more likely to get a perfectly wound bobbin by using a moderate to slow speed. So this is a great time to drop your machine down to a slower speed so that you can get that perfectly wound bobbin. The bobbin is very important in the whole sewing process. Right next to your bobbin being wound is a small piece of plastic. It's kind of an oblong shape, and it's used to stop the bobbin when it gets full. It will first slow it down, and then it will stop it all the way. So watch out for when your bobbin starts to stutter. That's a good time to turn it off by pushing it to the left. Now you're going to trim your thread and pull your bobbin straight off. Now we're going to put the bobbin in. To open up the case, we pull this, and then the little clear door pops upward. We do need to have our presser foot up in order to get this door off. Our bobbin thread should look like a P. So here's the round part of the P and the line off of the other edge. If it was this way, it would look like a Q. And we need P for perfect. I'm going to drop the bobbin down into this area, and then I take my long tail here and I'm going to thread it around this pathway. You can see these arrows to get up, and I like to put my finger right on top of the bobbin to hold a little bit more still. When we get to this last spot here, it's actually a little cutoff, so just pull quickly and it will cut it right off for you. Your bobbin has been inserted properly. Now you put the clear door back on and you're ready to sew. When you're ready to take your bobbin out, you slide your finger along this area and pull it out. Then you can put a new one in or fill this one up. Again, it looks like a P. You drop it down in here. You take the end of your thread and you pull it around this obstacle course. The last spot at the bottom here is a cutter. You just cut it off, put the clear window back on, and you're ready to go.